my name is James Woolcock. I work at the Center for Employment Services here at Lansing Community College, and today we're going to be talking about resume writing. The first thing that's important to know when you're doing a resume, whether it's a new resume or revising a current one, is that you need to treat this as if it's your marketing tool. This is the one document that employers use to screen you out against other applicants to determine whether you're worthy for an interview. So the main purpose of the resume is really to intrigue them enough to sell relevant skills and abilities or services, and to help you compete effectively against other applicants. So that means obviously you need to appeal to the needs of the employer, and in order to do that you need to know what kinds of skills, abilities, and qualifications they're seeking. And thirdly, it must convince them that you can fill the needs of the position better than the competition. Again, employers use the resume to screen you out for an interview, and one interesting statistic is that for every 100 applicants to a job, 2 out of 100 are offered an interview. So 2% being a very small number just reinforces the whole concept that you need to be more effective in selling yourself against 98% of the competition. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the 3 different resume formats that are used today. The first format that is by far the most common and familiar to people is the chronological format. What the chronological format does is primarily highlights the person's work history or work experience in chronological or reverse chronological order. Because it highlights the work history, is certainly most effective for applicants who have a minimum of 5 years full-time experience in relation to the job they're applying to. Anything less than 5 years still kind of puts them in that new professional category. So in that case, if you're marketing jobs or duties in jobs that are irrelevant because you're still trying to get that first entry-level position and you really haven't acquired that career-related or job-related experience yet, then it doesn't really make sense for those individuals to use the chronological format. And that would be folks such as recent college graduates, career changers, students who are still in progress of their degree program. The combination format is the second format that you'll want to familiarize yourself with, and the combination format is most useful for job seekers with some experience who wish to emphasize their skills in order to better compete against people who have more experience. So the combination, essentially, half of it is the chronological format, again, which we just reviewed, which primarily highlights the work history, combined with an added skills section that we're going to talk a little bit more in just a moment. And the third format, and this is the one we're going to be mostly focusing on today and talking about in a little bit more detail, is the functional format. This is also now referred to as a skills-based format, and it organizes work experience by job skills. And it's worth noting at this point that the functional format is best suited for college graduates, recent college graduates, students who are still in pursuit of their degree program or still taking courses, career changers. Again, this would be folks who are new to a field, who don't have a lot of the relevant experience. So at this point, you should be seeing an example of our sample student, James Madison. Mr. Madison here has a very well-developed, clean, organized looking functional resume. And you'll notice that the heart of the resume contains what we call relevant hard and soft skills under the skills and experience section. And there are 5 what we call functional headings under the skills and experience section. And in his case, because he's seeking an entry-level position in business management, it would list the functional headings: business management, business law and regulations, communication, computer skills, so forth. So again, we'll talk a little bit more about the functional, but I did want to make mention to you or just show you what the heart and soul of the functional resume is. So moving on here, what we'll do at this point is kind of break down James Madison's functional resume in a little more detail, or section by section. And we'll start with a career objective at the very top, usually right underneath the contact information. The career objective primarily is basically a brief statement that should identify the position you're seeking to apply to, rather, or seeking to secure. What I'm hearing constantly from employers is that a lot of times applicants will inadvertently take themselves out of further consideration because they don't specifically state the position they're applying to. And if the employer has multiple positions, or if they're confused and they can't figure out what job you are specifically applying to, many of them aren't going to call you back because they don't have the time. They're very busy folks. So it should be short, brief, succinct in terms of identifying the position. It also focuses the employer on what you can do for them. So you can kind of think of this again as the resume and the objective statement as being 100% focused on the employer's needs. It should not talk about what you hope to gain by being hired in this position in terms of career advancement or an opportunity to use my skills and abilities. What that does, and you throw the word I and my into the objective, it subconsciously takes the focus off the employer's needs. And again, it also helps the applicant to focus on presenting information related to the objective. So in a sense, what it does is it gives the resume an identity.